Today we're going to talk about how the pallet popper works and how to actually make it. We'll go through and pop this pallet apart real quick. You can see it's pretty aggressive. Does a decent job. Sometimes on the end you gotta get a little bit of help since the board wants to slip up, but it does good work. Doesn't tear the boards up, and it's super easy, especially compared to anything else. Alright, we're getting ready to start to make the pallet popper. Basically this is just the head of it, the part that goes under and pulls the boards up. It's just three pieces. This is just a piece of angle, and it's 2x2x8. That's what it looks like real quick glancing. It's not very important, just as long as it's something that's got a little bit of heft to it and you'll be able to torque on without it bending too much. And then the two forks are pieces that looks like trimmed off of an I-beam or another piece of angle. They're about 3/16 wide on the thin side and about a little over ½ inch on the thick side. I'd prefer that thickness to run all the way across, but I didn't have anything handy that met those dimensions, so I will give it a shot and see what happens. If it seems like this is not quite thick enough, I may run 1 or 2 beads, welding beads down this side to beef this end up. But they're only 6 inches long, so it's a pretty stout piece of metal. 6 inches long. It'd take a lot of force to actually bend that. So how we're going to do it is I'll actually get everything laid out. These will be welded to the bottom of the angle, and then the handle will go in here. I just did want to mention that the dimensions aren't crucial, because you're working with usually scrap material. But what I did want to make sure was that with this one, the forks would go around the wide side of a 2x4 or any side of a 4x4, because depending upon the type of pallet that you're tearing apart, that may come in handy. So that's where my width came from, and the width is just, that's what size material I had, or the length rather. Right, we got the head section with the forks welded up. You can see I welded the front side, the sides, the back sides, the undersides. So around each of these forks there's actually a weld bead going all the way around. So there's 4 actual points of contact that it's going to be welded up. But that's how that comes out, and now we've just got to get us a handle and attach it, and we should be ready to go. Alright, we've got the head made, and for the handle I found an old piece of iron pipe, so that's what I'm going to use. And since the angle is, the open part is facing me, and I need my handle to be in here, I cut it to where it's got a angle on the end of the pipe. That's a 90-degree corner right there, so it'll fit right in there, and no extra space or anything, so the welding nice and tight in there. I did want to mention the apex of the angle is dead center with the center of the pipe, and that way whenever you go to bust the pallets, your handle will be at a 45-degree angle. If it's too low, when you go to push down, you'll run out of room. Your handle will be against the bottom of the pallet. And if it's too high, the tendency it has is to actually just lift the pallet up, kind of flip it back if your handle's up and you're pulling this way on it. With a 45-degree angle, you've got the power for the forks to pop boards off, as well as you've got the back plate of it pushing down against the pallet and holding it down to the ground. Alright, we got the handle in place. It's about 5 feet, 5.5 feet, something like that. Got it welded up, and we'll take it up to the pallet stack and see how it fares. Alright, just to prove how well this works and how efficient it is, this is my 8-year-old daughter knocking a pallet apart with pretty much ease. I mean, occasionally I might need to give her a little hand with it, but yeah, for the most part, she has no trouble using this tool to take apart a pallet that I've seen grown men get frustrated and give up on. So there it is. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel. If you have any video suggestions, get back at me and have at it. And I wish you luck with yours.